This is an introduction to passive periphrastic. It's our second grammar concept for chapter 24. All right, passive periphrastic. The passive periphrastic is formed from the future passive participle plus a form of the verb sum. Because the future passive participle is an adjective, in this case, it's going to agree with the subject in case, number, gender. So very similarly to when we have perfect passive verbs, it's only going to be a nominative. It will be either singular or plural, and then masculine, feminine, or neuter, depending on what the subject is. For your information, the future passive participle is frequently referred to as something called a gerundive. The word gerund or gerundive have the nd in it, just like the future passive participles end in ndus, nda, or ndum, ndus, nda, ndum. Okay, let's talk about translations. We use the future passive participle most frequently in this construction called passive periphrastic, and when we use it, we're implying some sort of need or implication that something has to happen. This is how you would express in Latin, for example, like I have to finish my essay before I can call my friend, or something like that. So the thing that's a little bit different about passive periphrastic compared to how we use that same expression in English is that it's only going to show up in the passive. So instead of saying, I need to finish my essay, we would instead say, the essay must be finished before I call my friend. Okay? So in Latin, future passive participle, which is the one ending in ndus, nda, ndum, plus sum, translation is going to be has to be verbed. If we add aram, the imperfect of sum, we would say had to be verbed because it's expressing that something had to happen in the past. And then, oh no, I wrote erat. That should be erit. Let me fix that right now. Future passive participle plus erit. Excuse me, sorry. That will be translated will have to be verbed, okay, for an action that has not yet happened. So that's a brief introduction to how to translate it. Your homework assignment today is to translate some simple short sentences. The sentences will have the same translation except for the verb tense. I'm going to go through the first set with you, and then you guys will work on the rest of these on your own. These sentences only contain a subject and a verb. On our assignment on Friday, we're going to have sentences that are a little more complex. Because these are all passive constructions, the subject is the thing that receives the action of the verb. Poeta laudandus est. So, again, if you remember from our notes presentation, we're going to say the subject, the poet, and then present tense of sum has to be, in this case, praised. So you would type in the poet has to be praised, or you could also say must be praised. Using the verb have or has is the simplest for switching between tenses because you can use it easily in every tense. It gets a little bit trickier with the word must, okay? And we can talk about that at another time. Poeta laudandus erat, same deal, same subject, the poet. But now, because I'm using the imperfect form of the verb, instead of saying has to be praised right now, we're going to say had to be praised for something in the past. And then the last one, poeta laudandus erit. This has not happened yet, but the poet will have to be praised. Like, let's say they write a really excellent poem in the future. If they write an excellent poem in the future, they will have to be praised. All right, that is everything. If you're having vocabulary trouble, let me know. A lot of these verbs are from chapter 24. So open the All Chapters Notes and Vocabulary document and go to chapter 24 to find those. And let's see if there's anything else that I wanted to talk about. Yes, one more thing. If you look here at numbers 10, 11, and 12, ridendi or ridendi sumus, sometimes subject is third person, in which case it would be typed out as a noun, or sometimes not. But if the subject is not third person, you'll need to find your subject from your verb. So here, sumus, our subject, is going to be moose there. All right, if you have questions, let me know.